Hello, Onshape users. This is an overview video for the CADSharp Toolbox app. We created this app to demonstrate CADSharp's development capabilities. The app is made up of three different main portions: services, apps, and features. So first, I'll show you how to get the app. It's free. We'll close this, go to the App Store, and search Toolbox. There it is. And subscribe. That's it. So now on your Part Studio page or assembly page or drawing, you should have this new icon appear. You may have to refresh your page. But once we open it up, it will take you to the dashboard view by default. So this is more for exploring the different apps, and it lets you see kind of a preview of what the apps do. There's a Toolbox button up here. Go to Toolbox. This puts it into a grid view. This is more compact if you already know what you're looking for. Maybe you use it every day. And there's also a toggle list view for those who want to be able to read the icon, read the different app names instead of just looking at the icons. This little I button right here toggles the visibility of apps that can be used in the current studio. For example, we are in a part studio right now. We wouldn't be able to use this assembly tool called Assembly Imposters. If we try to, it'll give us a warning. So if we toggle available apps button, it will hide all of the apps that are not available in this current studio. And there's also a search box. So if you were wanting a measure tool, it pops up some measure features. Or if you wanted, let's see, assembly or property, we've got property manager app, and then there's also a set property feature for the part studio. This app is compatible with dark mode automatically. So if you change your current browser tab to dark mode in Onshape, the app will automatically switch over into dark mode. Pretty cool. So let's go back to light mode for the demonstration purposes of this video. And dashboard view so you can see. So in our services, CADSharp offers development services for custom apps and feature scripts. And this toolbox is a great way to see the different kinds of things that we can build. We also offer design services. We have feature script tutorials, CAD migration services. There's also a CADSharp membership in case you wanted access to our tech support channel via Slack. And that's it for the services. Now let's move on to the apps. So these are free, and they're built into the toolbox. I'll just describe what each one does briefly here, and we'll make more in-depth tutorials for each specific one. But this video will just be a brief overview. So Assembly Imposters is for inserting original parts into an assembly to replace imposter parts. So what you would do is when creating, let's say, frames or pipe routes, you could mark duplicated parts as imposters and then reference their original part. And then this app will look for all those duplicated parts in the assembly labeled imposters, and it will replace them, or not replace, but it will insert the original parts on top of them. That way your bill of materials correctly counts those parts. And of course, the imposter parts are marked as hidden from BOM. Next is the Configure and Version sub-app. What this one does is it takes part studios and puts them all into one part studio with a configured dropdown. So if you had, for example, a part studio with a square, one with a hexagon, one with a cylinder, you could go to a new part studio, click this button, and it would go take all the other part studios and automatically configure them into a list, and then it'll version and then delete them from the current workspace. That way you have a clean single tab document that has all those different shapes. This is really handy for when you have imported configurations from other CAD software, perhaps. The next sub app is Feature Copy. What this one does is allows you to take features from the tree and save them as a preset. So if I have things that I'm using often, like a specific sketch, extrude, I could save them as a preset and then insert them into any part studio I want. Now, if you wanted to switch browsers or share those presets with another user, you could use the download settings button here, download all of your settings, and then whenever you want, you can upload those settings. So you could get features from another user and then save all your presets. The next sub app is FS Node Studio. This was developed by Constantine. This one is very awesome. It is a visual scripting tool for FeatureScript. So you don't have to use JavaScript or FeatureScript to make custom features now. You could use this node building tool and just drag and drop different components. The property manager is for managing properties in bulk. If you have 5 different documents and they all have a client name property and you want to update all of them at the same time, you could do that with this. The rollback manager is for managing the rollback bar in the feature trees for all tabs in the current document. So sometimes when you're switching back and forth between like 10 different tabs in a document and you forget to roll back to the bottom of one and then everything else breaks because it was referencing that part studio, this will let you quickly manage those rollbacks and roll everything back to the end or to a specific point. And finally, there's split screen, which is just a neat tool for splitting this screen using the app as a split screen. You can do that with your browser already, but it's cool to have in here. And I won't go through every feature, but if you click on one of these, it will insert it into the feature or into the part studio. I'll go to Toolbox view so you can see better there. So the features are sorted by type. So these ones generate curves. There are analysis features for measuring or analyzing the parts. There are solid creation tools, anything that creates solids or modifies the solids. There's utility tools, things like set property, make connectors, custom import, compare. And then there's a modify section, things like section view, rolling transform, modify composite. And then finally, we've got the pattern section. So transform pattern, pattern and sweep. If you find you like one of these features, then I recommend adding it to your main toolbar because inserting features via an app takes a while. So if I were to click this, it'll take a moment and it inserts it eventually, but it's just much slower inserting features via an app. So it says finished, and then if you wait a while, there it goes, puts it in here. Then you'd have to double click it and edit the definition. So we'll delete that for now. And that's the general overview of the app. We hope you like it and reach out to us if you have any questions.